I keep getting asked this type of question, how do I get discipline, or how do I want discipline?
The only way to break a habit, you guys, is not to deal with the triggers.
Avoiding temptation is a way of life. By doing one thing differently, you can avoid all kinds of temptation.
What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. I believe in you, and this channel is designed to be a part of your daily success routine. So today, let's live your best believe life and learn the 5 proven ways to develop unbreakable self-discipline. Also, if you want to know what Jocko, Willink, Robbins, Jordan Peterson, and others have to say about building unstoppable confidence, check out my 254 Confidence series, where every day for the next 254 days, I will send you a morning video for free to help you build your confidence. The link to join is in the description below.
People want to know how to stop the laziness, and they want to know how to stop the procrastination.
I know that everybody's problem comes down to one pattern you're repeating that you can't see.
If you're going to speak effectively, you have to know way more than you're talking about.
Okay, let's kick it off with way number 1, envision the results with Jocko Willink.
I keep getting asked this type of question, how do I get discipline, or how do I want discipline, or how do I maintain discipline? And the answer, it's a simple answer, but obviously it's not easy. And there's all kinds of little tricks and methods that people talk about. And, you know, they have some merit. You know, maybe they do work, these things, you know, do the little things people say, and wake up early. I say that, and write things down, and take cold showers, and tell everyone what you're going to do. So broadcast it, and make promises, or make bets with your friends of something that you don't want to lose. And those things, those ideas, they're cool. I'm sure they're going to have some impact, and if they work for you, that's awesome. But the fact of the matter is that the reason discipline is hard to maintain is because it is hard to maintain. That's what makes discipline hard. It's hard. And if you hear me claim that discipline is easy for me, then straight up, that's just my ego talking. That's what that is, because I'm unfortunately just as human as everyone else, and it is work to maintain the discipline. That's what it is, work. Holding the line, maintaining the standard, giving no slack, none. That's the discipline. That's the discipline, and it is hard. And if there's one thing I would say that does make it easier, it's to envision what it feels like when you're done. What it feels like after you've worked out, or you've held the line on your food intake, or you've pushed through some monotonous project that you have to do, and all those things. When they're done, they feel good. And contrary to that, envision what you will feel like later when you let the discipline slack. You know the feeling. Feeling weak and defeated, and you know that you're falling behind. So get to know those 2 different types of feelings and ask yourself which one you want to feel in 10 minutes or in a half an hour. When the thing is done, when the discipline has been implemented. Remember what that feels like, and then remember that those minutes. And those hours, they turn into weeks and months and years. And holding the line in those critical minutes will put you in an infinitely better place, physically and mentally, if you maintain the discipline. So work through the weakness, fight through the temptation, hold the line. Hold the line, maintain the discipline. It is not easy, but it is worth it. Because, yes, because discipline equals freedom.
Way number 2, interrupt the pattern of procrastinating with Mel Robbins.
You're not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastinating. Big difference. Because if it's a habit, I can teach you to use science to break it. You see, all habits have 3 parts. There's a trigger, and in the case of procrastination, the trigger is always stress. Then there's a pattern you repeat, and in the case of procrastination, it is to avoid doing something. And then there's a reward. You get a little stress relief. The only way to break a habit, you guys, is not to deal with the triggers. You're never going to get rid of the stress in your life, but you can 100% change your pattern of avoiding work. So next time that you're in a situation where you feel yourself hesitate, you spent way too much time checking out the highlights from last night's scores, what you're going to do is you're going to go, oh, I must be stressed out about something. Acknowledge the stress. Then go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to count to yourself because I want you to interrupt the habit that's stored here, and I want you to awaken your prefrontal cortex. Then I want you to just work, just for 5 minutes. The reason why I want you to only work for 5 minutes is because your problem isn't working. It's the habit of avoiding. I just need you to start. And here's the other cool thing. We know based on research that if we can get you to start, 80% of you are going to keep going.
Way number 3, remove temptation with Terry Crews.
Remove temptation. You must remove temptations if you are going to have self-discipline. I'm trying to say, if you are trying to lose weight, if you are trying to get better, if you are trying to do things in a good way, you have to remove the temptations. Me, I had a problem with pornography years ago. And now it's one of those things that I had to eliminate temptations. I had to eliminate things that I felt would trigger me and get me back going on the wrong path. And it's really subtle. One of the things is by examining the way you think and how you act in a given situation. I find that there were times like Friday night is when I felt like that was the time to view pornography. You know why? Because I remember everyone going out on Friday and it feeling real sexy and feeling like woo and women and this and dancing and partying and all that. And then I would do it. I'd say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm a good boy, but I'm going to stay home and I'm going to watch porn, which was a horrible habit. So Friday night, I know when those feelings are coming and when I get sensitive and I feel like, this might be the time to click on something. You know what I mean? And I know it and I head it off at the path. You just make sure that you know where you are and you avoid those temptations. The same thing with eating. If you know you have a problem with donuts, do not go to the donuts shop to get your coffee. You know what I mean? Go to a place that doesn't have donuts or something that you know is your vice, that you know you shouldn't do. Another thing, you can be proactive when I say avoiding temptation. If you want to really consistently make the gym a part of your life, set your clothes out for the gym the night before, and it will remove the temptation to not go to the gym. When you wake up, all of a sudden you have your clothes there and you just hop in them. Instead of looking all over the house, I can't find my shirt, I can't find my socks, I don't know what's going on. You'll have your clothes there and there will be no excuse for you not to go. Avoiding temptation is a way of life. By doing one thing differently, you can avoid all kinds of temptation, and it is the key to your self-discipline.
Way number 4, strengthen your mind with Aubrey Marcus.
Big thing that makes a good day versus not a good day is exposure to cold.
Really?
Yeah, like Wim Hof style.
You mean it's not a good day if you're not exposed to cold?
It's not as good a day.
Really?
It's not as there's something about that. Not only pushing yourself, I do it early in the morning, and you can either do it in the shower, like start with a warm shower, start doing the Wim Hof breathing, which starts to hyperoxygenate the body, also has a lot of health benefits, and then turning that shower nozzle cold. And
for how long?
For about 3 minutes is what you want to do, all the way cold. And if you have a cold pool or cold bath, you can do that. But it's twofold. One, it's going to reduce your chronic stress. So norepinephrine goes up, adrenaline goes up, and it drops your cortisol. So it drops the baseline of stress that we all carry all the time. But the other thing is, it's that moment right before you turn that nozzle where every part of you is like, nah, not today. Yeah.
That fear, you're like, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do that.
You turn it off for a second, like, it's cold.
Exactly. Even though you know it's not going to hurt you, even though you know it's going to benefit you, it's going to develop cold shock proteins, it's going to help your immune system. You know, people exposed to cold get 43% less respiratory infections. Like, it's opposite of the wives' tales that we've heard, like, don't go out in the cold, you'll get sick. Like, regular mediated exposure to cold is actually going to help your immune system. So even with all those benefits,
it's going to boost the immune system.
It's going to boost the immune system.
The more you do it.
Yeah.
So you believe when we have the discipline to put ourselves through controlled stress for a few minutes, it's going to give us extreme benefits the rest of the day.
No doubt, because it's the same thing like when we're thinking about whether we want to work out or not, right?
Right.
We're sitting around like, yeah, you know, I really should go out and take that run, or I really should go out and take that workout. We know we're going to feel better when we do it. We know we're going to be better. But what is that part of ourselves that's going to turn that little bit extra over to the yes column? You know, it's something I call mental override, and I talk about it in the book. It's the ability to use your mind to give you that little extra to push you into yes.
Mental override?
Yeah, and it's the same thing that you would use if you need to start that project, or if you're screwing around on emails and need to actually get to the meat of the problem at work. It's that same mental technique that's going to allow you to kill it, but you get to practice that in the morning, and you get to have that small win, so that the next time you're facing that, I really should start that big project, or I really should work on this, you just have that same attitude, and like, all right, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And way number 5, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is make a proper schedule with Jordan B. Peterson.
Make a damn schedule and stick to it. Okay, so what's the rule with the schedule? It's not a bloody prison. That's the first thing that people do wrong. They say, well, I don't like to follow a schedule. Well, it's like, well, what kind of schedule are you setting up? Well, I have to do this, then I have to do this, then I have to do this, you know, and then I just go play video games, because who wants to do all these things that I have to do? It's like, wrong. Set the damn schedule up so that you have the day you want. That's the trick. It's like, okay, I've got tomorrow. If I was going to set it up so it was the best possible day I could have, practically speaking, what would it look like? Well, then you schedule that. And obviously there's a bit of responsibility that's going to go along with that, because if you have any sense, one of the things that you're going to insist upon is that at the end of the day, you're not in worse shape than you were than at the beginning of the day, right? Because that's a stupid day. If you have a bunch of those in a row, you just dig yourself a hole and then you bury yourself in it. It's like, sorry, that's just not a good strategy. It's a bad strategy. So maybe 20% of your day has to be responsibility and obligation, or maybe it's more than that, depending on how far behind you are. But even that, you can ask yourself, okay, well, I've got these responsibilities. I have to schedule the damn things in. What's the right ratio of responsibility to reward? And you can ask yourself that, just like you'd negotiate with someone who is working for you. It's like, okay, you got to work tomorrow. Okay, so I want you to work tomorrow. And you might say, okay, well, what are you going to do for me that makes it likely that I'll work for you? Well, you could ask yourself that, you know. So maybe you do an hour of responsibility and then you play a video game for 15 minutes. I don't know, whatever turns your crank, man. But, you know, you have to negotiate with yourself and not tyrannize yourself. Like you're negotiating with someone that you care for, that you would like to be productive and have a good life. And that's how you make the schedule. It's like, and then you look at the day and you think, well, if I had that day, that'd be good. Great. You know, and you're useless and horrible, so you'll probably only hit it with about 70% accuracy, but that beats the hell out of 0, right? And if you hit it even with 50% accuracy, another rule is, well, aim for 51% the next week, or 50.5% for God's sake, or because you're going to hit that position where things start to loop back positively and spiral you upward.
Now, I've got a really special bonus clip with Will Smith on how to develop self-discipline that I think you're going to really enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Time to move from just watching another video to actually taking action in your life or your business. And if you're feeling bold, leave your replies in the comments below. Here we go. Question number 1. What needs to change in your schedule to help you better reach your goals? Number 2. How will you strengthen your mind so you can keep to your schedule? And number 3. What temptations do you need to remove so that you can stay on track?
So a dude screamed to me the other night, "Hey, Will, I want to be an actor, man. I want to be an actor just like you." You know, usually people say stuff to me like that. I'm like, "Yeah, man, you know, you can do it." Give them an encouraging word. But I was just sitting here thinking, and it dawned on me, 99% of people that say stuff like that are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. And that's just real. At the center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. You know, something as simple as food and eating. It's not about your body as much as it is about your mind. It's getting command of your mind to be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest. Every day we are choosing that's not in our own best interest. Right? So if the world is attacking you and the world wants to fight you and the world's trying to hold you down, so you're going to kick yourself in the balls? So you're going to stop yourself from getting what you dream. Self-discipline is the center of all material success. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind.
So let me give you the one-word secret to happiness. One word. This is all you need to be happy.
The most important word ever.
If you had to think of one word that's most important to you or that sums you up or that would be kind of like a little beacon.
If you like this video, check out the 20 pieces of advice every aspiring entrepreneur needs to hear video. It's right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
And to work on the alignment of your personality